Hi, I'm registered dietitian and nutritionist Wendy Wesley, and I'm here in my kitchen. And I want to talk to you about something that I've been doing for a while that really speeds up my dinner game, and it is cooking grains in advance. So here's something that I want you to do for me today or tomorrow, maybe Sunday afternoon, which is actually when I do this, is I want you to cook a grain. And I want you to cook it without the intention of eating it or serving it right away. I want you to cook it with the intention of putting it in the refrigerator for later. Bowls, you go to a restaurant, you pay $15 for a bowl, and the base of the bowl is often a grain. And so when I come home from being at work or being out during the day and I want to cook dinner, quite frankly, the last thing I want to do is put on a pot of boiling water and boil it and then cook a grain and then figure out my protein and my vegetables. So cooking the grain can just kind of jumpstart dinner because you come in and you say, okay, what grain do I have in my refrigerator? And so today, for an example, I cooked up some farro. Farro has become one of my favorite things because I've been buying bowls downtown and I've been choosing farro as the base. And it just has this incredible nutty flavor. It's actually got quite a bit of protein and it's pretty high in fiber. And this is just some farro I picked up at Publix, and I have cooked it up in my saucepan. Now this is my grain pan. I have designated a pan. I call it my rice pan or my grain pan that always cooks up my grains perfectly. And it took some experimentation. I used to use a bigger pan and the lid didn't fit as tight. And then I also had to experiment with which burners worked best. So I boil my water on that front high hot burner that gets it boiled like that. And then I pop it to the back burner, which is my low simmer burner, and it will cook my my grains just perfectly. So here's my, see the steam coming out. I just took it off the stove. This is my farro. And I don't intend to eat it because I'm, making this kind of in the early part of the day. But I'm going to let it cool a little bit, put it in a Tupperware, and pop it into the fridge. And I actually don't know when I'm going to eat it, and that's okay. I just know that it's there for some dinners coming up, maybe a bowl. Maybe I'm going to incorporate maybe a little bit of a stir fry. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it, and that's okay. Give yourself permission to not know what you're going to do with the grain. Some other examples of some grains that you may cook in advance are quinoa. Quinoa, again, cooks up nice and fast, just like rice. You boil the water, you put it in, bring it to a boil, put it to the simmer, lid on, 20 minutes, you're done. I mean, just that simple. So quinoa is one of those things I'll do in advance, and I'll say, I've got quinoa in the fridge. What can I do with it? Barley is one of those things. I also store all my grains in these airtight containers. I have a bunch of airtight containers. And the other thing is I store them in the pantry in the same section. So when I go looking for a grain, I go looking for rice, barley, farro, quinoa, whatever. I know I go to this one section of my pantry and they're all there. And I keep them in these airtight containers because of bugs, So I keep them in the bag they came in, and this is a binder clip from Office Depot, and I just keep them in these containers. So same with my rice. If I just know that I've got a bit of rice already pre-cooked in the fridge, it just makes dinner that much quicker. And this quickly turns into a cool stir fry, or just even as a side dish, or even I mix a little bit of vegetable in it and make a cool little vegetable medley with maybe a little bit of olive oil and garlic, and away you go. The other thing I do, of course, couscous. That's a grain. Cook it in advance, ready to go. Pasta. Cook the pasta in advance, put it in the fridge, and you just saving a super quick step. Trust me, this works. Even grits. I will cook up some grits in advance, keep them in the fridge, and then they are ready to go. I'm ready to make a quick shrimp and grit because it's already cooked. So let's see, what else can I tell you? I definitely recommend for breakfast cooking, and do this on a Sunday or whatever. Cook up a big mess of oats and keep them in the fridge, and then as you need them, scoop them out, and then you can put them in a pan with maybe a little bit of water and milk to kind of get them where you want them, or you can microwave them. But think about how much easier morning could be if your oats were already cooked. Okay, so what this message is about, this is all about being more successful and having home cooking be less of a chore. And one thing I definitely recommend is cook a grain. Just cook it. Give yourself permission not to know what it's going to be or what you're going to do with it. Put it in the fridge, and then I got a grain ready to go, and you are halfway to dinner. And that's what I have for you today. My name is Wendy Wesley. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and my company is Wendy Wesley Nutrition. And check it out and see what you think. I appreciate your time and your listening. Bye bye.